Well, meanwhile, Russian forces have carried out their third aerial bombardment of the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv, in the last 24 hours. These are the latest pictures coming into us here from Kyiv. One person was killed in what was the 17th attack on the capital since the start of May. Ukraine claims it shot down 29 of 31 drones, mainly over Kyiv. Well, let's go live now. We can speak to Yuriy Sak in the Ukrainian capital, who's the advisor to the Minister of Defense of Ukraine. Thank you so much for coming on the programme.
Good evening, Lewis. Thank you for inviting me.
So first question is, was Ukraine behind these drone attacks on Moscow?
Our military command and our political leadership has already said that we have no idea who was behind these attacks, but we are not surprised, because everything that happens now inside Russia is the result of the unprovoked aggression against our country. Look, just think about it. Do you remember any drones hitting Moscow before February 23rd, 2022? No, nothing happened like that. So for as long as the Russian soldiers are in Ukraine, Russia should be prepared to have a taste of their own medicine. This is exactly what we're seeing. And look, Lewis, I'm right now standing on a children's playground. Behind me, you can see kids. They're playing now. All of these kids slept last night in bomb shelters because we had the 17th, like you said in your report, the 17th missile and drone attack on our capital, Kyiv. Now, that needs to stop. And I would like to actually use this opportunity to thank all of your viewers, all of the European viewers, or American viewers of BBC, for supporting Ukraine by sending us the air defense capabilities. Because like you said, we've shot down 29 out of 31 drones. If we didn't have this support of our European and Western allies, now these drones would have hit residential apartments, civilian infrastructure objects. Okay. Casualties would have been much higher.
Okay, you said you don't know who was behind these drone attacks in Moscow, but do you view Moscow as a legitimate target now?
We have said to our allies so many times that we have only one military objective: the occupation and liberation of our own lands, including Crimea, because we want to reinstate our territorial integrity within the internationally recognized borders of Ukraine. Now, we don't plan to carry out any military operations inside Russia. We don't need to. We are focused on liberating our land. We are focused on our offensive, which is coming up. We are focused on making sure that all the war criminals who are carrying out atrocities against our people are brought to account when we win this war.
Okay, well, that's really clear. That's a really clear point. Therefore, do you worry when the US come out and say, quote, "We do not support attacks inside Russia"? Are you worried that if there are more attacks inside Russia, you will jeopardize the support of your allies?
We have proven time and again to the United States of America, as well as to all of our other allies, that we are very responsible and we honor our commitments. So when we say to our allies that we will not use the Western weapons that are supplied to Ukraine to attack Russia inside Russia, we mean it. And this is why everything that we receive will be used just for the one sole purpose: liberation of our land from these terrorists and war criminals. Look, Lewis, we're living in an Orwellian world, because the leader of Kremlin, the terrorist, is calling the victim a terrorist. Now, that is crazy. That is mind-blowing. And this is why, you know, we honor our commitments. We will not let our partners down.
Are you expecting a response now from Moscow?
We've had this response for the last, since May the 1st. You said it yourself, 17 missile and drone attacks, massive attacks on Ukraine. They've been happening before. We are confident they will continue for as long as Iran continues to supply Russia with drones, for as long as the isolation and sanctions regime still give Russia an opportunity to produce more missiles. So, of course, we are prepared. Look, any moment an air raid siren could start wailing, and all of these kids will again run to bomb shelters. Now,
and are you worried about
this year?
Are you worried because some military strategists are saying that Russia is doing this to probe your air defences, run down your supplies? Are you worried by that?
Well, we know for a fact that this is exactly the strategy that Russia is trying to employ. They're trying to exhaust our air defenses. They're trying to locate the places where our air defenses are placed. But look, we are prepared for this. We are fighting a smart war from day one. We are moving around. We are very flexible and dynamic, and we are thinking very well, and we know, we read Russian strategy one step ahead. So before they make that step, we know about it.
Yuriy Sak, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for coming on the programme and speaking to us here on BBC News. Thank you.